We're back. Time for another edition of the Carolina Insider. Adam Lucas, Jones Angell. Weekend recap. Wells Fargo. Right now, let's do this. Men's basketball. Let's start there. Adam, not what the Tar Heels wanted. It's been not what the Tar Heels have wanted now for several weeks. Month of February has been bad. Tar Heels 1-5 in this month. Now 16-11 overall, 8-8 in conference play. Latest game was an 8-point loss to NC State on Sunday. Obviously running out of time to get things turned around.
Yeah, just a tough closing stretch against the Wolfpack. Tar Heels had the 6-point lead, but then couldn't add to it, and that opened the window for Jarkel Joyner and DJ Burns to get really hot for NC State, and they carried the pack over the rest of that game. And the Tar Heels just A, couldn't answer with enough baskets, and B, couldn't stop that duo. And that was enough for NC State, which is a really good team this year, to get the home win. And so the Tar Heels in a tough spot, 8-8 in the ACC, and headed to Notre Dame on Wednesday in Mike Brey's second-to-last home game for the Irish.
It is 9 o'clock on Wednesday night, and then Tar Heels back home this weekend. Big one against Virginia. That is 6 o'clock on Saturday evening in the Smith Center. Let's go from men's basketball to women's basketball. 19-8 overall, 10-6 in ACC play. Past week, mixed results for the Heels. Had a big lead against NC State that unfortunately slipped away in the final minutes in Raleigh. Bounced back with a home victory over Wake Forest on Sunday. 𝗖𝗿𝗍𝗶𝗍𝗍, who's had a terrific year, played well against the Deacs, 24 points and 6 assists. Unfortunately, Adam, the story, or one of the big stories for the women, continue to be injuries. They just have not had a full roster here as of late.
Courtney Banghart continues to have to mix and match some personnel. 𝗍𝗏 has missed 8 games. 𝗪𝗍𝗏𝗏𝗍 has missed 5 games. During that stretch of 8 games with limited availability, Tar Heels have used 5 different starting lineups. The one constant has been Kelly, who's played over 38 minutes a game in those games, but she's also scoring 18 points a game in those games. So Tar Heels have worked their way into 6th place in the ACC, but that's just 1 game out of the double bye at the ACC tournament. They've got 2 really tough games to close the regular season coming up, and then they'll head to Greensboro.
Yeah, 2 good teams still remaining on the schedule. It is a home matchup with Virginia Tech. That is on Thursday night, 8 o'clock. It is senior night. Love for you to come out to Carmichael, celebrate the seniors, and watch a big game. Plus then Heels travel over to Durham. They beat Duke in Chapel Hill earlier this season. They'll try to make it a season sweep. That is Sunday in Durham against Duke. Let's go from there to baseball. Diamond Heel season got started this weekend. Took a 3-game set from Seton Hall, 2-1. The deciding victory was on Sunday, a 4-2 win for the Tar Heels. And Adam, just looking at these names on our list of guys who had big weekends, a lot of newer names that are stepping into some big roles for the Tar Heels.
Both at the plate and on the mound. On Sunday, Carolina got a big 3-run home run from Jackson Vanderbreak. At the same time, they were getting a great performance out of the bullpen from Dalton Pence, Justin 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗍𝗍, Ben Peterson, who looked like he might have closer stuff, and that's a role the Tar Heels are looking to fill. Scott Forbes was impressed with Peterson's performance. He's another newcomer. Cameron Padgett on Saturday, 4 1/3 scoreless innings in his college debut coming out of the pen for Carolina. So some encouraging signs. The Tar Heels lost on Friday, but that was very much one of those baseball is weird type of defeats in which the Tar Heels probably played well enough to win but didn't, then come back to get the 2 wins. That was a good sign. And they also got some contributions from some more familiar faces, Jones.
Yes, they did. Tomas Frick hit .455 over the weekend. Casey Cook had 4 RBI. Matt Horvath had a home run, drove in 3, was on base 2 out of every 3 times that he came up to the plate. So a couple familiar names in there as well. Diamond Heels ranked in the top 15. Great way to start the season. Of course, they've got a long way to go, including some big matchups with ECU coming up in the very near future. All right, let's go to the lacrosses. We'll start on the women's side of things. They are #1 in the country, now 3-0 on the season. And Adam, as it feels is the case every year, they're just going to play whoever wants to come at them and probably beat them and then keep going. This time it was #7 Florida. Tar Heels get the win 12-5 on Saturday. 9 different Carolina players helped accrue those 12 goals.
Riley Casey with 3 of those goals. She also had 2 assists. And then Alicia Nicholas with 10 saves. That's her second double-digit save game of the season already in her first year in that role. Tar Heels now 43 straight regular season wins, a well-documented third place in NCAA history in that category as Jenny Levy continues to pile them up, and Jenny Levy personally piling them up as well. She's just 2 wins away from 400 in her incredible career as the Tar Heels continue to be really the predominant program in women's lacrosse, and they'll open ACC play this weekend.
Going to Blacksburg to face Virginia Tech. That is Friday at 7 o'clock. Let's go to the men's side of things for lacrosse, kind of a 50-50 week for them. They go on the road and get a very difficult win against Johns Hopkins. Big second half comeback for a victory there. Johns Hopkins, the Blue Jays, ranked number 9 in the country. Then they go on the road after that again and fall to number 10, Ohio State. Kind of reversed the roles there. Tar Heels were up at halftime but could not quite hold on. But Adam, a good start to the year. Again, so a challenging schedule to get things started here, and Tar Heels getting some good contributions and now opening ACC play soon as well.
Well, and you know the ACC is going to be good, so 𝗪𝗿𝗍𝗶 wants to play this tough non-conference schedule. Carolina had the lead going into the 4th against the Buckeyes, got 14 saves from Colin Krieg, and so that type of experience will be beneficial as Carolina opens up with another tough one. On Saturday in ACC play, they'll go to Syracuse. That one's at 3 o'clock on the ACC network.
Men's tennis, they competed in the ITA Indoor National Championships. Got a win in that event over number 16 Florida, but went 1-2 in total. Lost close matchups with number 6 Southern Cal and number 8 South Carolina. The Tar Heels, their record is just 7-4, but three of those 4 losses have come against top 10 teams, so they have played a really good schedule. Again, a younger team that is having some success early. Certainly we'll keep an eye on Sam Paul's squad. They open ACC action Sunday at noon. They'll take on Boston College here in Chapel Hill. Swimming and diving had the ACC championships this past week, Adam, in Greensboro, and what a performance by one of our former guests here on the video pod, 𝗂𝗄𝗎 Vázquez. She quite literally swept things on the diving side of things.
𝗂𝗂𝗎 Vázquez wins the 1 meter, she wins the 3 meter, she wins the platform. Everything they had, she won it. First diver to do that since 2008 at the ACC championships. As you probably guessed without tallying the votes, she was voted the most valuable diver at that event. And go back and watch that interview with her. She was a lot of fun to talk to, and she's had a great year as the Tar Heel divers all around have really been strong. Overall, the women finished 4th at the ACC championships. The men finished 8th, but the divers really carrying that load quite a bit all year, and 𝗂𝗂𝗎 Vázquez with a great postseason already.
All right, a couple things to finish things up. Gymnastics had 2 meets in 3 days this past weekend. Finished in 2nd in a quad meet on Friday at George Washington, then won a dual meet against Pittsburgh after that. Julia Noer, who, by the way, is going to join Adam and me here on the video pod tomorrow. She had a career best 9.9 on bars on Friday. Elizabeth Colton, a former guest of Adam and mine on the audio version of the podcast, a nominee for the AAI Award, which is Nation's Best Senior Gymnast. The gymnastics squad, by the way, at home this Friday. Those are always fun. Encourage you to come check that out. And congratulations to senior fencer Sarah Followill. She wins the Wells Fargo Postgrad Scholarship. That is a $10,000 scholarship courtesy of Wells Fargo. She plans to attend architecture school and focus on sustainable architecture. Cool stuff there. Congratulations, Sarah. Congratulations to all the Tar Heels who had a successful week. And congratulations to you for making it through with us here on the Weekend Recap, presented by Wells Fargo.